3, 2. What up, everybody? Welcome back to Talkers of the Multiverse. I've lost count at this point. I don't know what episode it is. So many been scrapped, lost footage, planned didn't happen. But yeah, we're here today. It's just us two because everyone else is not cool.
Exactly.
We're just cool like that, and we're here to talk about whatever there is to talk about.
Exactly. And there's a new background here. We're filming somewhere else because, well, reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a lot cooler than the other one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you want to talk about first?
I don't know, man. What's new in the nerd industry?
Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3, which you still haven't seen, which you're coming out about.
I gotta catch up on Invincible. There's so much out right now.
Facts.
It's a good time to be a nerd.
Really. X-Men 97?
Facts. Bro, you're episode 3? Or no, 2?
I'm on episode 3, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You gotta watch it.
Yes, thank you.
It's very good.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I want to talk about it. We can talk about episodes 1 and 2 if you want to.
Alright.
So,
I mean, there's not much to talk about.
Yeah.
Not a lot happened. I mean, Storm lost her powers. I don't know.
Yeah.
At the end of episode 2, I don't know where to go with that.
Jean.
Yeah, the second Jean.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't talk about that because you don't want to spoil it for
Well,
me.
yeah, but what do you think? What do you think's going to happen? Do you think one of them is real? Do you think they're both real? Do you think one of them's a clone?
Well,
Do you think
my first thought was that it's like it's her from the future, and now thinking about it, it might be like a Sentinel that looks like her. Maybe I think that might be a possibility.
It might be a possibility.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can't really talk about X-Men.
That's true. That's true. I really want to, but I mean, I don't know. We really should have had a predetermined.
Really? Yeah, we just do these on the spot.
Yeah.
So what did you want to talk about? Because there was stuff you wanted to talk about. FNAF related stuff?
Sure. Yeah, we can get started with that. We can get right into that.
Yes, we can.
What on the topic? Do you want to do theories, plans for the future? You want to? Because we've talked about, your favorite FNAF song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We have.
Horror.
Yeah. We did do that.
Favorite FNAF games, FNAF 2. We said that with Jeremy.
Yes.
The other one. We gotta cut that. Let's cut that, please. I mean, honestly, we can cut everything. Like right now, what I'm saying, we can cut this. Like we can talk as if we're not on camera right now because we can cut it, and we can plan something right now to talk about, and then just act like we didn't have this conversation.
Where's the realism in that? No, we're not gonna do that. Where's the realism in that? I'll just cut this out on CapCut when I edit it or whatever editing software.
You won't. I'll watch the episode and you'll put text, little to bleep that little text on the screen that says, "Oh, I didn't edit it out," like you did for the other.
Nah, I would never.
I saw you just.
Nah, you didn't see anything.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
Are
Are we excited for Secret of the Mimic?
I mean, I can't exactly play it.
Yeah. Me neither. That's a great point. I still haven't finished Into the Pit. I started it though. It's all right.
We should. You want to talk about the new movie coming out?
Oh,
yeah, like some of the behind the scenes stuff.
With the Afton family.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Yes, it does.
Matthew Lillard came out and said it's going to be. He said fans are going to walk out like, whoa.
Yeah. Friggin' Scott is working on the script.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did that for the first one, though.
Yes, he did. But this time he's actually writing it. In the first one he was just looking it over. But this time he's actually writing it.
That's cool. We got the same director, Emma Tammy's coming back.
Yeah.
Some of the Faz Fest stuff I've seen where they're at a festival. Have you seen that?
No.
They're at this fair with a bunch of like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza themed stands, and it's like in remembrance of the. Actually, I think it's while the pizzeria is still open. It might be a flashback, or it's a current day thing for fans of the pizzeria from the past because it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Because the location from the first one was closed.
Right.
But it's some sort of fair and they have like little souvenirs and stuff, and there's this little like pad on it, and there's this. It's like a text to speech thing, and it talks to you whatever you type in it. At the end of the first one, during the credits, there was a message. It's spelt out I really forgot what it said, but it's like in the FNAF 2 minigame where it's like...
Yeah.
It did that in the credits of the FNAF 1 movie, and it said something, and people are saying that the little text-to-speech thing in the fair is what's talking to... Her name is Abby.
Abby,
right? Yeah. And that's how she gets lured into the second location in the second movie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how do we think Vanessa's going to play out in this one? Like...
Well, she's in a coma right now.
Yeah, she
right?
is.
Yeah.
Did she wake up at the end? I don't remember. Or
he was holding her hand.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're right. So do we think like, because do we think that like the flashback stuff, like in like the behind the scenes, like in the house, do we think that's gonna be her dreaming, like her in her coma?
No, I think that'll just be a flashback.
Okay.
The movie could open up like that. We'll get an opening kill sequence like the first one.
Yeah, the opening of the first movie was.
Yeah, it was really good. It's supposed to be Markiplier, but Iron Lung. Hopefully that's good. I've not played the game. I don't know anything about the game.
No, me neither. Do we think Markiplier's gonna be in the second movie?
He said Iron Lung is done filming.
Yeah.
So maybe. If not, it's still fine.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, we're getting the Joy of Creation remake soon.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I hope that gets ported to console because my PC is lackluster down there. But yeah, or I could just steal yours.
Do you know how heavy that thing is, bro? It's like 50 pounds. It's freaking hefty.
Yeah, well...
You can come to my house. I'll let you play.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as you pay for the game.
Sure. Yeah. I gotta play Pop Playtime Chat before as well.
Yeah, you do. You gotta do that on my computer because our computer is...
Yeah. Or I wait till it ports to console. But that'll take like a year.
Yeah, it's like really bad.
Yeah, it's a cute little thing down there.
It looks like a router.
It does. Well, I'll take a picture and I'll have you edit it on the screen so they see what we're talking about.
I bet.
Yeah. You're laughing. Anyway. I think that's it for FNAF stuff.
Yeah.
5 Laps at Freddy's is coming out, but that's...
Isn't that like Mario Kart but for FNAF?
Yeah. I don't really care.
Yeah, me neither. Nobody does, to be honest. Let's be right here.
Hey, don't insult the creator. They could be watching. You're not watching. But...
Only in my dreams.
Facts. I don't even know who's creating the game.
And then I woke up.
Facts.
All right. So what was the stuff you said? Like, you said you wanted to play like a game,
like the hot takes.
Yeah.
So
like different kind of games.
You know, our very close personal friend, Alex from the Escape Pod podcast. He's a very close personal friend of ours. He follows us back on Letterboxd, but he follows everybody back on Letterboxd. But I like
tell them that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what if they see it and then they sue us for?
Speaking of Letterboxd, follow link in the description. I have great rating of movies on there.
Yeah. He rates. He's starting recently, and he needs to get the numbers up, but he's doing okay so far.
Thank you.
Some of his ratings are a little inaccurate, but it's fine.
Yeah, well.
Same with the Hat Guy from Escape Pod, but it's whatever.
Yeah, maybe don't put the mic to your mouth and then scream into it.
Well, we can lower the audio. It's not a big deal. It's called editing masterclass.
Yeah, and then everything else is going to be quiet and nobody hears at all. So
you can edit the audio on a specific part of the video.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's why I should edit your video.
Well, what do you use to edit?
CapCut.
And it's our video.
That's true. I said it was your video,
video,
and I'm proud of you for correcting me because that shows that you care about me. And I wouldn't be here without him, and he wouldn't be here without me. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I mean...
Yeah, I would be here without you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, no, because it's your house, so... No,
oh, this is my house.
Take that back. I don't want to deeply apologize for my words.
Yeah, get out. I'm going to do the rest of it by myself. I can sit here and talk for 5 hours about The Dark Knight, and then you can go yourself.
Who funds this? I can what myself?
We're bleeping it out.
Yeah, let's not forget who runs this whole operation.
I said I could edit the videos. This is his laptop, by the way. We're recording on a laptop. Please send us money. Don't send us money, but don't.
Yeah.
Do not send us your money. Okay?
I'll buy a webcam. The video will be better next time. Well, if I have a webcam next time, I probably won't because I'm 5 below. If they set webcams.
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, let's play your game.
Okay, well, their game. That's why I mentioned them. They do the Escape Pod podcast.
The game that you came... Oh, okay. Yeah.
They do a game where... And that's kind of where they got... That's like the only... They're not the only thing, but that's one of the things that they have going for them that's original to their podcast. I don't really see anybody else doing that. Is one of them or they both tell each other. They take turns telling each other their hot takes. It doesn't have to be populist hot takes. It could be a hot take just specifically targeted against you.
Okay.
And the other person just has to sit there, and the first person to break or get mad or respond, or try to correct them loses the game.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Well, it's not as hard for us because we already know a lot of our opinions. So I got to think out of the box on this one. Maybe next time we can be more prepared.
Okay. Do we have to believe the hot take?
Yeah, you can't lie.
Okay. So I can't say, for an example, I can't say The Dark Knight is like the worst movie of all time.
How did I know that's what you were gonna say too?
No, I'm just like
I can't say that.
Like I'm just using.
I can't say Ezra Miller is better than Grant Gustin.
Yeah, because that's just not true. Or you don't believe. I mean, it's not true.
Some people might believe it, but
you don't.
Yeah.
And it's just not true. So.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
You go first.
All right. I'm gonna start light.
Okay.
Trying to think of one you don't know, but I mean it doesn't really matter. They don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Iron Man 3. I don't think this is a hot take to everyone else, but it's a hot take to you, Mr. Iron Man 3 Shane Black meat writer here over here, is a C tier movie. Okay, just let's let that sit for a little bit. I might win before you get to say
how long? Like how long do I have to wait before?
If you can accept it, you don't have to wait. Just give me yours.
Well, I don't have to accept it. I just
if you could deal with it, that I said that to you, then just tell me yours.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm gonna win right here. I'm about to win this game.
When we planned this, we both agreed that he was gonna lose first because he has the weaker temper when it comes to opinions.
Ready? And you can't say I don't believe this because I do, and you know I do. TASM 2 is better than Across the Spider-Verse. TASM 2 is way better than the Across the Spider-Verse. It has a better main character. It has a better antagonist. Okay. Electro is better than the Spot.
Miguel.
Okay, fine. As a better villain, because Miguel's not really a villain technically. Electro is better than the Spot.
This is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking though. I think I'm gonna contain it. Unless you keep talking.
What can I say? Gwen in TASM 2 is so much better than Across the Spider-Verse, but you believe that too, I think. So I don't know if you do or not. I'm just pointing out that fact because it's a fact.
I'm not mad at you for saying that. But I don't know if I agree.
What else is there? Freaking Peter in TASM 2.
I almost lost because if I explained to you why Across the Spider-Verse is better, I almost rebutted what you said. That would have lost the game.
Yes, it would.
I don't need to get mad. I just have to argue with you. Yeah. So no, I'm gonna sit here.
And then Peter in TASM 2 is better than Miles in Across the Spider-Verse. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
That visibly hurt him listening to me say that. So.
I'm okay. I might cry after the recording, but I'm okay. For the sake of the game, I must win. I'm a very competitive person.
I play football. Get on my level.
What did you say?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay. You might be okay with this one because you know already. It's not a surprise. You might not yell at me, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna look into their faces when actually no, I'm not looking into your face when I say it, but I'm gonna say it into the mic. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is better than the following: Attack of the Clones, Solo.
Well, Solo is just a mid movie, so I don't really care about that. You could say that.
I'm not done. Attack of the Clones, Solo, and Iron Man 3.
Do you believe that? Oh.
Okay. I do. As of the last time I watched The Force Awakens, I had a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Which was when?
A couple years ago. Probably around the last time I watched Iron Man 3. But it very well could. The Iron Man 3 one could change with a rewatch. I'm open to liking Iron Man 3 more than I do.
Okay, put the mic down. My turn. I'm cooking. Straight cooking.
All right.
Return of the Jedi is better than Empire.
I'm not mad. Because I understand
you are mad.
Well,
and internally you are.
Sure, but it's not as bad as the first one. Your first one cooked. This one, they know, I know that you're stupid. But, okay.
And to add on,
it has to be to the same thing, because it's not your turn again.
The Luke versus Vader in episode 6 is better than episode 5.
The fight in episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that. I don't.
Okay. Well, now it's your turn. So.
That was a weak one. You're not going to get me there. Okay.
Literally every time we talk about it, he screams at me for having that opinion.
Yeah, but I've come to understand. Not understand.
No, he hasn't. It's just a game, so he has to stay.
Yeah, but I almost lost on the first one.
You did, yeah.
Because you've never said that sentence to me.
Exactly.
That's why you gotta get clever.
I gotta lock in. Like, I'm winning this. You're not making me mad with anything you say. And you can't say anything about Revenge of the Sith because you wouldn't believe it. Like, something being better than it.
Yeah.
Apart from The Dark Knight, but that wouldn't get me mad. So, you can't say anything about that. My shirt is drooping.
Ooh. Actually, I don't know if you're going to get mad at this because I think you respect her to a certain extent, but I'm going to say it.
Ooh, do I respect her to a certain extent? Be careful here. Choose your words wisely.
Rey Skywalker. No, I'm joking. That was very loud, so we're going to have to edit that down. The bar went, whoa! I'm joking. It's not about Star Wars, actually, at all.
So I actually respect the person that you're actually going to talk about?
We'll see.
Did you just say that as a joke?
The respect is maybe. I don't know, because I'm trying. I don't know if it's going to get you, which is why I said that, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Wanda Maximoff is a top 10 MCU character.
I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought about top 10 MCU
I just know you don't really like Wanda that much. But I don't know if that's rooted in Wanda fans ruining it for you.
Oh, it
okay.
is. Oh, it is.
Okay.
I don't like Age of Ultron Wanda. She's one of my favorite characters in that movie. It's just people say she beats Barry Allen in a fight.
That's
bro.
wild. That is wild.
Like, people say she beats Thor in a fight. That's wild too. Not as wild, but still wild. Thor demolishes. No,
in the MCU, sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know enough about Wanda in the current comic run, but apparently she's like wild.
No, I'm talking about MCU.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right there, especially Stormbreaker too.
Because you said top 10 MCU characters.
Not in terms of power, but my favorites.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's top 10. And to add on to that, top 5 or 6 antagonist in the MCU.
Like, solely in Multiverse of Madness?
No, I'm encompassing WandaVision as well.
Okay.
Because she's the antagonist of that show.
Well, no, she's the protagonist, but she's the villain.
Sure. Yeah, that's a better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Joker.
Yeah, because exactly.
Which is a great movie, by the way.
The second one is not. So
no,
and we can agree on that.
Yeah. How long is this game going to go on for?
As long as we see fit.
Okay.
I just gotta think. So Iron Man, Spider-Man. I don't know what else. Probably.
Oh, you're doing the top 10?
Yeah, probably Thor, Captain America, maybe like that, probably, and then 5th.
I mean, you don't have to correct me. You could just do yours.
No, I'm just trying to think of what my top 10 is.
Okay.
Because I don't know. All right. I gotta lock in.
I'll use this time to think.
Across the Spider-Verse. Wait. I don't know. Wait, I think I believe this. Yeah, I do. Across the Spider-Verse is the most overrated Spider-Man movie.
Into?
Fuck, you're right.
We are not as big as Into the Spider-Verse as nearly anybody else.
Right, yeah, no, I'm retracting that statement.
Yeah, I'll get better next time. You should just lose for that because it was inaccurate.
That is true. Spider-Man 3 is the best of the Sam Raimi trilogy. What was that? Huh? What was that? Say it again. What did you say?
You're not winning that for the sole reason because I rewatched it a couple months ago and I liked it more than I did. I used to think it was a bad movie. Now I do not, but it's still the worst in the trilogy. But
and to add on, Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 1 are both better than Spider-Man 2.
No, but I'm not upset.
See, he said no.
I don't agree.
He said no.
I'm not correcting you.
No.
I'm still in it.
I think that's a loss.
I'm still in it. I almost had you with that Force Awakens one, didn't I?
No, you didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I know you don't care as much about Attack of the Clones or Solo, but the Iron Man 3 jab.
No. I didn't care at all.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I'm grabbing the mic every time, but it adds more dramaticness to everything. Miles Morales and Gwennifer Stacy, it's not her actual name,
I'm aware, thank you.
Into and Across the Spider-Verse
Okay.
are both better written protagonists than any live-action Spider-Man that has ever been put to screen. Barring Yuri Lowenthal, if you count him as live action, because it's motion capture.
Does that mean Yuri?
That means he's not a part of the answer. But
okay. So do you think Yuri Lowenthal is better than?
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that.
But that's not what I said. I said Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales in the animated Sony Spider-Man movies are better written characters than Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, because he's a poorly written character and he's a bad character. I like him in the suit, but he is a bad written character.
See, he's lying because he literally said
he's the best
Garfield
Spider-Man.
Is his favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he's a badly written character, and the movie sucks. I think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is written the best of the three, but I think Miles and Gwen are written better than he is. And then Tom Holland is...
So you think Gwen and Across and Into the Spider-Verse is better than Gwen and TASM 2? Is what you just told me.
Yeah. Okay. They're close, but I mean, I said protagonist because Gwen is arguably the main character of Across the Spider-Verse. She's not the main character of TASM 2. So if you say Gwen is the main character of Across the Spider-Verse, she's a better main character than any other main character in any Spider-Man movie ever. Besides maybe Miles Morales, but I think I like Gwen better, which I don't think you're mad at, but saying she's better.
Like, truthfully, I just don't care. Okay. Like, if you think that, that's fine. I don't care. Okay. I don't agree, but I don't care.
Okay.
You're allowed to say you don't agree, right? You're allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Right. Iron Man 3 is a better movie than Across the Spider-Verse.
See, your answers are rooted in hatred for Across the Spider-Verse, and they're not going to get me. It's not hatred, you like the movie, but...
It's an A-tier movie. But Iron Man 3 is an S-tier movie, so...
No, but... No.
No to what, Josh?
I got one.
Wait, hold on. No to what? Please explain.
No, I'm alright. No. Okay. Oh, I got two. I don't know which one to pick from. No, you know what? No, it's alright. I had one, but I don't think it's gonna get you. No, I'll get it. No. I'm gonna say it just so I don't regret not saying it. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, the first movie, is better than the following. Iron Man 3 by at least 25 points.
They don't understand that context.
Okay, I rate movies out of 100.
And now so do I.
He does. I'm proud of him. So for context, if I give Iron Man 3 a 7 out of 10, Guardians of the Galaxy is at least a 9 out of 10. That's what I mean by more than 20. That would be 2 if you rate him out of 10, 20 if it's out of 100. It's better than Iron Man 3. Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It is better than...
Well, you think Guardians 1 is better than Guardians 2, right?
Yes. It's better than Guardians 2. It is better than... Avengers Age of Ultron. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
I don't mind that.
I know that's not a hot take for everyone else, but he's very high on Phantom Menace. I am higher than most people, but not as high as him. And, just for more context, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is better, and I would say significantly better, than Return of the Jedi.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Thank you for respecting the truth.
Never said I respected it.
What is? Oh, is that a rebuttal?
No, I just said I didn't respect it. A rebuttal would be saying that you are wrong, which I did not do.
Okay.
And I would be explaining why you would be wrong, but I never said you were wrong.
This segment is gonna take up the whole episode, I guess.
Whether or not I believe you're wrong doesn't matter. I want to say that, but I don't believe. Like it would make me win, but I don't believe it, so I can't say it.
By the way, I'm sorry if this is boring because of how long it's taking for us to think of it. We will be prepared next time.
However, well, he just lied to you because everybody here knows that that's just not true.
I'll prepare at least 3 of them. Or 3 of something to talk about because we kind of just won't.
Nice. Yeah, we gotta start doing like more segments. Like we have to include like a game segment every episode.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta include
trivia. We need
and then
tier lists, blind rankings.
Yes, and then we talk about DC, Marvel, Star Wars, and then a segment where we talk about FNAF and boom. Yeah. Yep. And then I think it'll be cool if we write it down on a piece of paper and look at it. But Sandman and Venom in Spider-Man 3 are both better villains than Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2.
You don't believe that. There's no way you believe Venom in Spider-Man 3 is a good character.
Villain. Not character, villain. I think he's a better villain to Spider-Man than Dr. Octopus is to Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2.
The
character-wise, no, but like villain to Spider-Man, yes.
You sound like a child. I'm gonna stop there.
No,
so
keep
I don't,
going.
So I don't push the line.
No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
No, I could do this all day. Ha. He's on the table. They can't see him.
The better person is on the table is right here. His name is Iron Man.
Yeah, but they're both top 2. So. Like out of the 6 Avengers.
Oh yeah. But Iron Man's number 1. That's all that matters.
Well, sure. No, I'm fine. I'm okay.
He under his mouth. He is biting his tongue.
Yes, but I'm moderate.
Remove your hands. Let's see how moderate you are.
I'm moderate. For now. Where'd I get you? Okay. And if you point out a fact, if you get upset and point out and you say, I'm not gonna because you're gonna do it, but you might not.
Just say.
Yeah.
What's the name of the rule? Like
no. You're gonna get it. You're gonna understand.
Okay.
Avengers Endgame is a worse movie. It is less good. These following movies are better. Avengers Infinity War, Dune Part 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I think that might be it. The Batman, The Dark Knight, Oppenheimer, I don't think he dislikes any of these movies, but he really likes Endgame more than he should. Yep. Yeah, that wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be, but that's the end. Cool. Dune Part 2 is significantly better than Avengers Endgame.
Oh, well, you already said that, so we'll put the mic down, please. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Go on.
I can say this. I can. Well, I mean, it's a loophole. Because I technically can say it, but I also technically don't really technically know. But based off of my knowledge, it's true.
Okay.
Dune Part 2 is the most overrated movie that's nominated for the Oscars.
Depending on... Or, related to what? Because you don't know any other movie.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Based off of my knowledge, I can say
because it is very clearly the best movie nominated for an Oscar this year.
He just corrected me, I win.
No, because you don't know. That's the thing.
But based off of my knowledge
That's just a false statement. It's my turn.
See? Nah, I just win.
You just
I just
don't
won.
know.
But I won.
You don't know. You did.
But I won.
Because you
but
don't...
I won.
Like, I would accept defeat. You just don't have enough knowledge in your little pea brain.
But from my knowledge, my statement isn't false based off of my knowledge.
That's picking up on the mic. Okay. I'm not upset, though. I'm not. I'm really not. That affected me the least because you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your other one?
Yeah, okay.
Choose your next words carefully, kid.
Yeah. Okay. And I know you're going to agree with me on this.
Them or me?
Them.
But you don't.
Besides, like, maybe two of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on how many people watch this.
8.
Spider-Man Far From Home is a better movie. Actually, no, sorry. That's not what I was going to say. I forgot. No, sorry. I scrapped that one. My bad.
What were you going to say?
I'm going...
Just tell me
with Far From Home?
Yeah, like...
No, because I want my turn to be what I actually wanted to do.
No, like, I'm just saying, because I just want to... Like, that's not going to be...
You'll know after, because we're going to cut this soon, and then we can talk about something else, and then we're going to end it, because this is going on for too long. We can call it a draw if we want to.
Okay, sure, yeah. I was thinking that.
But here we go. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a far worse movie than the following.
Okay.
Captain Marvel. Iron Man 2.
Am I allowed to say that's wild?
Just don't speak.
Okay.
Captain Marvel. Iron Man 2. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Solo, a Star Wars story. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Star Wars The Clone Wars, the movie.
The 2008 movie?
Yes. The Mortal Kombat 2021 movie.
Keep talking.
I am. I'm trying to think of more. It's worse than Eternals, which you haven't seen, but it's very bad.
For the record, it's the only MCU movie I have not seen.
Correct.
Except for Brave New World, because that just came out.
Oh yeah, but The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a worse project than WandaVision. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is not good.
I haven't seen that.
It is worse than Cars 2.
You personally believe that?
I think so.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're not cheating here.
Mm-mm.
Because I know how much you rate Cars 2.
Oh, it's terrible. They're probably like right next to each other though.
But what you said 2002 is a far worse product than the following movies, is what you said. So
It's also far worse than...
You're lying already. You've already lied.
No.
That's a DQ instant right there.
No. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is far worse than Wonder Woman 1984.
I mean, you can't make me mad while I'm looking at that picture, bro. Like, I'm with the Flash. You can't make me mad. Which is kind of a cheat.
That's fair. It's also, like, probably 4 times worse than the Flash movie with Ezra Miller.
You wholeheartedly believe that? Okay. Am I allowed to vent about the Flash movie on why I... Like, not why... Whether or not it's
Let's just call it a game.
Okay. Well, no, because you went first.
So, yeah, you go and then we'll end it.
Yes. I'll make it quick. I can't promise that. Never mind. Deadpool and no, you wouldn't hate that. You wouldn't get mad at that. Can I say what I was going to say, but not lock in that answer?
After.
Wait, so we're allowed to give multiple opinions at one time? Because you said a movie is worse than the following movies. That's multiple opinions. I thought we're only...
It's one statement.
But it's multiple... So we're allowed to give multiple opinions.
But you can't
about
make
one
them
movie?
unrelated. Yes.
Okay.
But you have to preface that before you finish the sentence.
Across the Spider-Verse is worse than the following movies: Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, TASM 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, Iron Man 3, the first Iron Man movie, The Incredible Hulk, but you haven't seen that, so that doesn't matter. It is a far worse movie than Return of the Jedi. It is a worse movie. No, I think Dune Part 1. I can't say that, actually, because that's unrelated. Well, no, it's not. I think Dune Part 1 is better. No, I don't. No, I don't. Never mind. I think Dune Part 2 is better than Across the Spider-Verse. Dune. I said Dune Part 2 is better than Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, okay, yeah. What else is better than Across the Spider-Verse? There's a lot. Deadpool Wolverine is way better than Across the Spider-Verse, which is what I was gonna say. A New Hope, Empire, both way better than those movies.
Empire is way better than Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Iron Man 2.
Yeah, no, I know you're not. I know you're not. Like mentally unstable. Just like logically.
Captain America: The First Avenger is better than Across the Spider-Verse.
You put that on C tier, and you put Captain America, or you put Spider-Verse on A tier. You don't believe?
Well, did I?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you had it on B tier, but you have Spider-Verse on A tier.
I thought. Oh wait, no, sorry, not First Avenger. Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is better than Across the Spider-Verse. Thor Ragnarok is substantially better as well. In addition, Civil War is way better. The Phantom Menace is better than Across the Spider-Verse.
I almost said Wild, but I told you couldn't say that, so I'm not gonna say it.
Whiplash, but you believe that too.
Love for Whiplash, bro.
Yeah.
Second best movie of all time. Third best movie of all time.
The Lego Movie.
Okay. You looking around the room for movies?
Yes.
Oh God, no. Okay.
I think Across the Spider-Verse is a worse project. I was gonna say than TASM 1, but I don't believe that. Is a worse project.
Like how do you? Okay.
I'm not done yet, Josh. Okay. It's a worse project than Star Wars Rebels.
I haven't finished Rebels, so I can't give an opinion.
Yeah. Electro in TASM 2 is better than the Spot in Across the Spider-Verse.
I think you already said that.
I did earlier, but not for this one. I mean, you're already kind of numb to it at this point with all the movies and stuff I've said, so...
Yeah, there's just one, but I don't think you believe it, so...
Okay. Alright, well, we're officially calling it the draw. Now you can tell me the one.
The one is any of the Cars movies.
No, because I think Cars 3 and 1 are probably either both top B tier, bottom A tier.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't.
I mean, that's false, but, you know. We're done. We draw. It'll be more interesting when we have the other people on here.
If they actually decide to do another episode.
That's true.
The Lost episode is what we're calling it. Was just us two. Now, if he lets me use his flash drive, I can actually export it to my PC and edit and get it uploaded. We're just gonna call it the Lost episode. This is gonna be episode 3.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, good game.
Yeah, facts. So we're 41 minutes in. Do you want to talk about anything else, or do you want to cut it there and then we can film our next episode next week?
How do you like TASM 2? And how do you think it's better than the first TASM?
Because it is.
At all? Even though the first TASM is middle C tier, how do you think TASM 2 is better at all?
How do you think Infinity War is better than Endgame?
Because it is.
See? Same reasoning.
What do you like about The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Bro, I like Electro a lot.
How?
What do you mean, bro? It's just so good. The scenes in the movie are so good, bro. The fight scenes are so good. Uh-huh. Visually, it's so good. The story is good. It's just a good movie.
So you think that
like the only bad
Harry Osborn is a good character in that movie?
Well, if you let me finish, you would know my answer.
You think
to
the story with Peter's parents and how the spider is genetically enhanced, or sorry, how Peter's dad had something to do with the spider that bit him. You think that's a good plot line?
Yeah. I think it's better than Toby's when a spider just fell on him, bro.
The point of Spider-Man is that anyone can be Spider-Man, and the spider can bite anybody. But it Miles Morales.
In every storyline, it bites Peter or Miles, bro.
Gwen Stacy, Miguel O'Hara.
You're right.
Ben Reilly.
But when Spider-Man was first created, in every single universe, the only Spider-Man was Peter Parker.
Right, but making that his destiny is a problem. Peter's just a normal high school kid. Well, not in TASM 2. He's not. He graduates in the first one. Right?
No, he graduates in the second one.
Okay.
Toby
graduates in the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
To second Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm not... I have to rewatch those, man.
No, yeah, because the...
TASM 2 just sucks.
The opening of TASM 2 is when he's he's swinging, and then he makes it to the graduation, and he switches out of his TASM 2 suit into the thing.
Yeah. That movie just sucks, dude.
Yeah, well, on that note, I think we're going to end it here. You got the outro? You did the intro, you got the outro too, right?
Okay, sure. Just follow us on everything. It'll all be linked in the description. Or don't, like...
We're not your dad. We can't tell you what to do.
Facts, and we just do this for fun, and... I don't know, we just like talking about stupid stuff. And
I see a Batman looking Rubik's Cube, and that looks awesome.
It is really cool. I got that for Christmas.
Nice.
But yeah, feel free to explain why The Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks. Give like 30 reasons in the comments, and it still won't be enough to convince him, because he's just dumb, and he thinks Iron Man 3 is a good movie.
Yeah, I think it's an S-tier movie. And explain to him, please, why Endgame is better than Infinity War. Just do it.
Oh, I forgot to do this, but I'm just going to say it before we leave. The villain in Madam Web is a better villain than any villain from any Iron Man movie.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't. I just don't think Iron Man has strong villains in his movies. I think the first one is fine, and then the other two are kind of...
So you don't like Aldrich Killian?
No.
Okay, well, explain to him...
I like Aldrich Killian, I don't like the Mandarin thing, where he's not the actual Mandarin, because the Mandarin is like Iron Man's biggest villain in the comics, and then they don't put him in the movie. They act like they're putting him in the movie, and it's going to be like the best Iron Man story of all time, and then they don't.
Sure. All right, well, feel free to explain to him why Endgame is better than Infinity War,
Feel free to just click off the video if he's irritating you too much.
And then like feel free to read the description. You know, like you can follow the Twitch if you want. Although we're probably never gonna use it, so there's really no point.
Probably not.
Like our Letterboxd, our Instagram, stuff like that. If you want to follow, feel free to. If you don't. We're not your dad. We can't tell you what to do. And we'll see you in the next episode. Although the next episode after this posting is probably gonna be the lost episode that was filmed weeks ago.
And that'll be probably more entertaining.
Also, for context, I filmed it the day after I filmed the Infinity Saga tier list. That's why I say we're filming an episode tomorrow, because we did. And then it got, like, I couldn't export it to my PC, but now I can. So that's why I'm going to edit it, post it after this. But, like, we're still going to call this episode 3 because it's going to be uploaded first. But, so, on that note, we'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.